after what's been undoubtedly a difficult last couple of home games, is this where you call upon all your experience to take you through that challenge?
Yeah, obviously, whether you're winning the league or not going so well in the league, you have days where you're disappointed about. The last 3 games, you've got every right to 5 minutes after the game to be a bit down, because we've had a game where we've had a lad sent off at half time and lost by the odd goal after being in the lead. Then we've had 2 home games where we've played relatively well, certainly was in the game both times, and then a last minute goal against us twice when we did have a lot of opportunities in both our last 2 home games. And then there's sort of like negativity is you can't come out and be Billy Big Time, I was going to say Billy Butley, do you know what I mean? And you can't come out and say, again we was unlucky, again we've had again we've had more opportunities. So that's where we are. But of course the experience tells you that you're still in the competition, as far as we've still got a chance to get out of the problem we're in. A lot of other clubs are having the same as us and are a bit worried about their position, and we just got to keep going. And the lads, I think as well, the lads have put so much effort into the last few games, because some of the lads have played a lot of minutes in some big games, and they were disappointed as well. So we just I always say you take a day or 2 just to reflect on it, learn from it, speak to the lads. We'll have a review today as normal, and then we're totally concentrated on the next game, which is another cup final. There's 13 cup finals, whatever they say. But so yeah, we got to make sure that the boys are up for every game, and a couple of results on the trot won't go amiss, as we say every week as well. But the lads are up for it. I know that for a fact, and we've got to keep going.
Because it must be tough for the players, because if you have a look at, obviously not going to be pleased with the end result, but if you have a look back at the highlights, they've created a lot of opportunities. There was blocks at point blank range and that. So it must be tough for the players to actually put all that in and actually not get a result at the end of it.
Yeah, well, I said after the game, didn't I? That the highlights would be interesting. But we all players, managers, supporters, we all get reporters, we all get disappointed when our team loses on the last kick of the game. We did that to so many teams since I've been at Torquay, that other teams have gone home a little bit like that because we've scored last minute goals. But the fact that the last 2 we got sort of late goals, got ourselves back in the game, and then give it away through mistakes. But mistakes are done in the Premiership and the Championship and the World Cup, and goalkeepers make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and you got to, some make more mistakes, of course, but you got to alleviate that if you can. But games are won and lost on those sort of things. So that's again why we was a bit disappointed after the game. Everybody was, everybody, and you can't act like an easy act and come out and say, "Don't worry about it. We're all right. We're gonna stay up." But you can't talk about what you've just seen and not hypothetically what's going to happen in the future.
Now, after the game, obviously, it was announced that Dylan De Silva had returned to QPR, but one player that actually showed up well in his place on Tuesday, now, as he had done a few days before, and is Lewis Collins. So he was brought in as a striker, but also shown that he can offer something on the wing as well. Yeah,
he would class himself as both. He's happy. He's not a striker playing right winger, or a right winger playing as a striker. He's done both. I suppose his ideal position would be like a 4-3-3 with him, one of the wider ones up front. But he done well, and there's more to come from him. He's a really good athlete, and I thought they looked quite sharp. Lewis and Kieran coming in off from wide areas. We just couldn't get that elusive goal that was a yard out, and we missed the ball twice. Do you know what I mean? It's and that's the sort of thing that happens. And as I say, they've got to just keep running their fastest, keep putting in their high speed runs, etc., and defending and getting more goals so that you win the game. But that didn't come, so that was disappointing. The lads were disappointed with that as well, because you saw how Bromley celebrated at the end as if they'd won the World Cup, and it was a good win for them, because they knew that they were in a bit of a tough game there.
Which says a lot about the spirit of your side, and they're clearly doing everything they can to get those wins for the home crowd. That having equalised late on it in both games, a lot of teams have been happy to take a point at the death, but on both occasions your team have gone out there to try and get all 3 points, and that's to their credit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because it's all in hindsight, isn't it? In hindsight, we would have, the other game, not all gone up for the free kick in the hope of getting the winner. And this time, you may have kept it in the corners for a little bit longer, but we were in the ascendancy both times, and looking like we were dangerous, and so you have to go through with that. And then just a couple of mistakes towards the end has cost us, and of course it disappoints everybody when that happens, especially at home. But we've got other very, very important home games. We've got some very, very important away games, and anybody that turns up that supports the team is needed, absolutely, as I've always said. And we need to get out of this, and the only way to do it is as a club, not just as a team.
And finally, Gaffer, obviously one of those tough games. It's going to be on Saturday against Aldershot away. The home fixture, of course, saw your team put in one of the best performances of the season, win 6-1. I would imagine you're not really going to be taking too much from that into this game. It's a completely different game on Saturday. Yeah,
I think they'll remember that. So we've got to be ready for them wanting to get their own back. They're mid-table. We can pull them back a little bit towards the red zone, as it were. And it'll be another 50-50 game that you've got to come through, and if you get a result, it'll be a fine result. If you lose, you're still not right out of it, but it means that Aldershot would have got a little bit further away. You're not going to drag them back in as early as you think if you win the game.